Bonjour mes amis et bienvenue à vidéo 3 dans mes aventures apprendre le français en Duolingo. Welcome folks. For this video I'm going to take you through these two lessons, people and travel. I've already done them. I'm at maximum level with them, but I'm just going to go through them and show you. So let's first have a look at the grammar notes for people. Right. So this is just starts with notes on pronunciation. So make sure you're Frenchifying your pronunciation. So CH is pronounced sh, like chat, chien. C with the accent above it. Cedilla, ça va, it's like ça va, garçon. This is what I was mentioning in the last video about it's used when it follows either an A, an O, or a U, which are not normally letters that change the vowel, the sound, because otherwise a C is pronounced like K. So H's in French are silent, like homme, habite. And J is pronounced J, like bonjour, journée. Often the final letter of a word is silent, especially if it's an S or a T. For example, suis, as in je suis, or chat.
Chat.
Yep. J'habite à Paris. French has two words for in. Oh yeah, this is something I've come across in other languages, but two words for in, so that's it, I live in Paris. So you would use a with the accent for cities, which is normally two, but you'd use en with the country. So j'habite à Paris, I live in Paris, or j'habite en France. Je travaille à Madrid, I work in Madrid. Je travaille
en Espagne.
Je travaille en Espagne. Je suis à Londres, I'm in London. Je suis en Angleterre, I'm in England. And a little note on spelling. Many French sounds can be spelt in different ways. This is something that will really confuse if you're listening. So the O sound, as in go, can either come from
gros,
can either come from an O at the end of a word, or near the end of a word if the following letters sound like they're gros. And then the AU, it can also pronounce O like Paul, and EAU, as in they're beaucoup, or just on its own O for water. And or the set, the example is très for very, and anglais. Well, that's more of an A sound, but I didn't write this. And then there's another example of this N that is almost silent. So N is like nasal E, and they're vin, and américain. That's all for notes. As I say, pronunciation is the most difficult part of French. So just practice that a lot. And anyway, let's practice. And let's practice without a timer so that I can take my time. Which of these is the college? Is l'université.
L'université.
See, this is a problem that Duolingo is so Americanized, because college and universities are different things to me. Yeah, anyway. L'université. I am a professor. Je suis professeur. Now, when you're talking about your job, you don't have to use. Now, normally French is quite insistent on having an article before a noun, but when it comes to describing your job, you can miss out an article. Like there, like I am a professor. Je suis professeur. And you can say je suis un professeur. You wouldn't get marked wrong, but it seems to be more popular to just say je suis professeur, like miss out the article completely. Let's carry on. The student is l'étudiant.
L'étudiante.
Professor is a professeur. Yeah, professeur means professor or teacher.
Une université américaine.
Une université
Université
américaine.
américaine.
Je travaille à Paris et à New York.
Je travaille à Paris et à New York.
J'habite à Bordeaux.
J'habite
Habite
à
à
Bordeaux.
Bordeaux.
Je travaille.
That's an easy one. Je travaille.
J'habite à New York.
J'habite
J apostrophe. Habite.
à
À
New York.
New York.
New York. Just say
Il habite à New York.
Just say New York in a French accent. That's he lives in New York. There's also another verb to live in French, vivre. That's more just sort of, to live your life, but sometimes you can say, you can use it for if you live in a city, but in French they usually use habiter for if you live in a city or in a street or whatever. Il habite à Berlin.
Il est journaliste.
That's he is a journalist. Julia est étudiante. Because Julia is female, so you need to put an E on the end of étudiant.
Un journaliste.
A journalist. Oops. Put in G there. That's l'étudiant. Or I can either put an E at the end or leave it out and it'd still get marked right.
Marie travaille en Angleterre.
Marie travaille en Angleterre. No, pronounced it wrong, spelt it wrong. It's Angleterre. No, Angleterre. Yeah, Duolingo's quite good if most cases if you make a small spelling mistake it won't mark you wrong if you're quite close, unless it involves like an important grammar thing. I'll explain that more and more clearly if we ever come across it.
Elle travaille en Espagne.
Elle travaille en Espagne. It did cut off a little bit, but I'm assuming that's what it said. Do you live in Paris? So you can say, this is where you can say, you've got a few choices. You could say, either say, est-ce que tu habites à Paris? You can also just say, tu habites à Paris, or you can say, habites-tu à Paris? There we go. So you've got a few different options if you're forming a question like that. Do you live in Berlin? Let's try. Oops. To est que. Oops. Tu habites à Berlin, because Berlin's a city. Yep. So there we go. So that's all for people. So if you could just load up for me, please. That's perfect. Oh, we'll do stories later. Yeah, could you move on, please? Thank you. So next lesson we'll do is travel. So let's practice. Oh, it did the notes. Well, let's quickly just have a quick look at the notes before we go to practice. So the grammar notes for travel. This is the words for the. So there's 3 words for the. Le, la, and L apostrophe. Oh no, sorry, there's 4 words. Le, la, L apostrophe, or les, L-E-S. So le goes with masculine nouns. Le garçon, the boy. La goes with feminine nouns. La femme. Words starts with a vowel or a silent letter, like H. Use L apostrophe. There are the examples. L'homme, and it's there's obviously not doing plurals yet, so les will come across in another lesson. So next, we're going to get introduced to an irregular verb here. So tu as un passeport. So most French verbs change really predictably, but some verbs just do their own thing and don't follow particular patterns. So this is the first, second, and third person version of the verb aller, to go. So, and this is a really strange verb because it's got aller, but when it goes to the present tense, je vais, tu vas, il, elle va. So that is a really irregular verb. And the next one, if a verb begins with a vowel, just make sure you change je to j apostrophe. And this is the verb avoir, to have. J'ai, tu as, il, elle, a. OG. Oh, right. And the G in pronounce, much like in English, the G can change its pronunciation depending on whether it's followed by an E, an I, or an N. So G, any other time, like if it's followed by an A, a U, or an O. So Gon, Gustave, Tango. It's just pronounced like G, like gap there. And then if it's after an E or an I, then it turns like a J sound. And there's the example with the S in measure. And if it follows an N, which usually only happens like in the middle of a word, it's like a N sound, as in onion. So there's the examples: compagne, espagnol, and Espagne. So that's all the notes for this. So let's practice. And yeah, let's practice without a timer. So passport, le passeport. Remember that was in one of the titles of one of the sections of the grammar notes.
Le passeport.
Le passeport. I am going to the train station. Je vais à la gare. The restaurant is le restaurant.
Le restaurant.
It's a nice easy one. Are you taking the plane? Tu prends l'avion. Avion is plane.
Tu as une voiture?
Tu as
A.
une
Une
voiture.
voiture.
Voiture is car. Do you have a car?
Je vais à Paris en voiture.
Je vais à Paris en voiture. I'm going to Paris by car.
Un hôtel.
Un
Un
hôtel.
hôtel.
Tu as un avion?
Oh, wake up. Tu as un avion?
Tu prends le train?
Are you taking the train? Right, this is another thing about French, the present tense. There is only one present tense. And that can mean
Prends-tu?
that could either mean do you take or are you taking the train. So this can mean the present or the present continuous tense. They don't really have a continuous tense in French. C'est l'aéroport. Because aéroport begins with a vowel, and that's the only one that will fit.
Passeport, s'il vous plaît.
That's a passport, please. Tu as, with an S. Tu as, but you'd be forgiven for thinking it was that one.
Un hôtel.
A hotel. French, the car. The voiture, and voiture is feminine, so it's la voiture.
Un aéroport.
An aéroport. I assume that's what she was about to say. And there's an accent on the E. An aéroport. Now, hotel, because it's almost the same word, except that the H is silent in hotel. So, l'hôtel. And there's also an accent on the O. That little hat. It's called a circumflex. And I'm sure it has a purpose, but it just makes. I think it's just to really emphasize the O.
Tu prends une valise?
Tu prends une
Tu prends une valise?
Tu prends une valise. That's a valise is a suitcase. So, oops, I'm spelling that wrong. Because that's something we'll come across when we come across RE verbs. But prendre is is an RE verb, and the ending for tu is an S. Tu prends une valise. Le passeport. Oops. Oh. It is a French train station. So, c'est une gare where's the C? The cedilla? Française. Because gare is feminine. And lastly, le restaurant. Hopefully that's a nice easy one. And there we have it. That's all for travel. I've never done podcasts before. It might be something to do another time. So that's all for this line of lessons and for this video. So thanks very much for watching. Next video, I will take you through these three: family, activities, and people. I will go through these, but maybe at a later time because they involve some quite complicated phrases. But these three are the bonus lessons that you'll get in the shop. Flirting, you'll get flirting and idioms all year round, but Christmas you'll only get in December. So it's well, at time of recording, it's the end of November, so this will soon be available if you haven't already done so. But yeah, that's all for this video. Merci beaucoup pour regarder, and I will see you again soon for these 3 lessons. So thanks for watching. Bye bye for now.